welcome to part of your summer stretching series. So today I'm going to take you through a dynamic stretching sequence. Now, dynamic stretches means active movements that are taking your joints and your muscles through their full range of movement. So this one, we don't really stay still, we don't hold postures for a very long time. We're going to continuously be moving. It's really nice to try all these different styles of stretching just so that you can kind of have a go at each one and see which style you prefer. You might find that when we're holding some static stretches that you cannot let go, you cannot relax fully into those. So this continuous moving style might suit you personally a little better. Also, this style of moving, dynamic stretches, is great to do before you play a sport. So if you play any sport such as football, tennis, golf, running, anything like that, this style of movement is really great to get you mobile, to get you moving, and to get you ready for the sport ahead. So lots of different reasons there, and sometimes it's just nice to try something different, right? So whenever you're ready, we're going to start standing. Our feet are hip distance apart, knees are soft. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you bring the arms down. Let's take that again. So we inhale as we lift, exhale as we lower. Now, it's personal preference if you're breathing in through the nose or out through the mouth or vice versa. This isn't particularly a specific yoga or a specific Pilates class. It's a bit of both combined. So you can choose the breathing method that feels right for you. Let's come all the way up and hold. Drop the left arm, take a side bend, reach the left arm up. We take the right arm down. So I'm alternating here now. Knees stay soft. Side bending into the waist, so you're getting that length up and out of the hip on one hand side. Reaching all the way up to the ceiling, create space as you come back up. Last one here. We're going to swing the arms down, big sigh motion, cross the arms in front of the body. So don't place the arms, let them drop to wherever they want to go to. So a big throw, a big sigh as you just drop the arms down. We'll do this one more time. Then let the arms simply hang to wherever they want to go to. Start to pedal out the knees, one knee at a time. A simple bend. Doesn't have to look fancy, doesn't have to be perfect. We're alternating knee bends and getting a little movement there through the lower body. Hands on the hips. Let's leave the knees stable. Take that movement into the hips. Now I'm going to ask you to do a hip circle. For some of you are going to think this is really odd and you're not going to feel comfortable doing it. Don't overthink it. Just circle the hips side to side. Your hips are ball and socket joints. They will move in this direction. So allow them to stick your bum out, go round to the side, go one way and then the other, whatever feels right for you. Okay, let's come back to center. Hold the legs steady. Inhale, reach the arms. We take a monkey swing. So now the same breathing out motion, but we drop forward, double bounce the knees. So we go inhale, lift. Inhale, lift. So a double bounce at the knees, breathing out through the mouth, and then lengthening the spine as you come all the way up. Think about tilting the tailbone. Don't place it. Let the head fully drop as well. A big sigh with the body and the breath. Let's go for one more. Last one. Hold at the top. Take some big shoulder circles now. Arms go back. Sweep all the way up. And then again. So now we're getting into the shoulders. So taking the fingertips wide back, opening out through the chest. Great way to open through the posture as well. Let's go for one more here. Hands come onto the hips. Now finding your balance, if you need to lean onto a wall, absolutely fine. I'm going to ask you to circle the left hip. So I'm taking a big circle there, tapping the foot down. So just get your balance again. Now this is great to get some mobility through the hip joint. Maybe you can't make it that big through the movement, that's okay. As big as you feel comfortable. It's your range of movement, not mine. And then we're going to keep that left leg straight with a flexed foot. I swing it across and open, across and open. So now I'm not rotating the hip. The knee is staying facing forwards and I'm swinging it in front of the body and then taking it up to the side. And again, whee, she says wobbling. Try not to worry about placing the leg. Let it just naturally go to where it wants to go. One more here. Bring that leg in. We're going to bring the heel to the bottom. Take hold of the left hand. So we're in a quad stretch now, the front of the thigh. But we're going to continuously move. So we're going to hinge the body forwards. Take the foot away from the bottom. And then bring yourself back to center. Okay, so I'm going to tilt forwards. Chest comes forwards. The foot comes away from the bottom. And then I'm coming back to center. So if you can see side on, I'm tilting forwards here, creating space between the bottom and the heel, and then coming up. I'm not collapsing the body forwards though. Maybe you need to use a prop to do this. I'm not showing the option of the prop for this one specifically today, purely because in the summer stretching plan, there are some stretching videos where I'll show you the options with the props. Okay, let's take one more here, last one. And then we'll gradually bring ourselves back. Step that left foot over your right, so just onto the ball of the foot, the left foot steps over. And now we're going to reach the left arm up, side bend, reaching down towards your foot, and then bring the left arm down. Let's do that again. So left arm up. This is an IT band side stretch. Press your left hip away, and then bring in the left arm down. We do that one more time. So sweeping it all the way up, reaching down, and then a reset. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So when you're ready, hands on your hips, maybe find something to hold on to if you need to. And we're circling into the right hip again. So bringing the knee up towards you and then tapping down to find your balance. And again, seeing how this feels on this side. Maybe you're carrying an injury. Maybe one side feels a little easier than the other. And then once you've had a little movement there, I flex the foot and start to swing across the body. Now remember, you can move and transition between the exercises at your own pace. You might find one exercise you might want to miss out, and you might want to stay on one of the other exercises a little bit longer. And that's okay, it's your body. Do what feels right for you. I'll just give you the option with all of the variety. The right knee's facing forwards. It doesn't turn out on this one. It's a different type of movement. Okay, and then we bring the heel towards the bottom when you're ready. Take hold of the right hands. And now we hinge forwards. Chest comes forwards. The right heel goes up. And then we realign to center. When you realign, think about keeping the knees together and pressing the hip forwards, because you'll feel the stretch through the front of the quad, the front of the thigh, yeah? So you're pressing up, this is opening the hip and the shoulder, and then when you come here, the knees are together and you're pressing that hip forwards. And again, if your balance is really wobbly, mine's a bit off today, but if it's really wobbly, feel free to hold on to something. That's absolutely fine. Last one, let's step this right foot over the left, so the ball of the foot comes down. We reach the right arm up now, reaching left hand down to the foot, and then bring the right arm back. So again, we're inhaling as we sweep up, side bend over, not forward or back, and then reset down. Pressing that right hip away as well, so you get into that side body stretch. Okay, beautiful. Let's bring it back. Give the legs a little shake out. Give the wrists a shake. Don't be afraid to really give them a jiggle, okay? It makes it feel good. It gets some movement into the body, wrists and feet, and it makes you feel a little bit silly, right? Let's take some roll downs. Inhale, reach all the way up. Take the arms forwards, chin to chest. Roll yourself down as far as you feel comfortable. Knees are soft. Weight is in the toes. Tilt your bottom towards the ceiling. Take a little sway here. So whether your hands are on the floor or not, it doesn't matter. We're swaying side to side. Again, just naturally going to wherever your body feels good to go. Making sure those knees are bent. We don't want to lock out the knees. And then we'll keep the chin on the chest. We roll ourselves all the way back up. Hands come to the hips. Feet go wide now, toes turned out. And I invite you to start side lunging. So one knee bends and one leg is straight. So again, this is great for the hips. We're continuously moving. We're allowing our body to go wherever it wants to go. Pressing the knees out to the sides. Maybe we can start to take a little twist. One hand comes down, the other arm goes up. So now we're getting into the posture, the upper back, the chest as well. Move at your speed, not at mine. opening out, reaching up as high as you can, twisting through the torso. We continue for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Now come over to one side, stay there, hand on the floor if you can. Now just opening out the arm. So the only thing I'm doing is lifting the arm up with the eye line and bringing that top arm down. Same again, this arm comes up, eye line goes up, and then exhale as you bring it down. We'll do one more on this side, bending into that knee, and then we transition through to the other foot. So hand close to the foot, bending into the other knee now. Inhale as you lift the arm up, exhale as you bring the arm down. So a little deeper for the hips here, for that inner thigh as well. I'm trying to get into most body parts here today, but working on opening out that chest and that shoulder. Bring your hands to center. Bend both knees. Roll yourself all the way up. Creep your feet to parallel. So your feet are now parallel again. We're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, dive forwards, chin to chest. Roll yourself all the way down. Let the body hang. Now, whilst you're hanging here, we pedal one heel at a time. So I'm bending one knee, maybe even releasing the heel a little bit if that feels right for you. Bending one knee, straightening the other leg, and sussing out how that feels through my hamstrings, because we're going to start to come into some decent hamstring stretches now. So ease them off, have a little pedal, and then maybe you can keep both heels down. Bend the knees, take the weight back as you breathe in, and then exhale, straighten the legs as you fold over. I'll show you side on. Inhale as I bend the knees, take the weight back. Exhale as I straighten the legs and fold over. We're going to keep going here. So we're inhaling, lengthening the spine, bending the knees. Exhaling, folding over, letting the head drop down. One last time. Inhaling, bending the knees, weight goes back. Exhaling, fold over. Now from here, we're going to bend the knees, make your way down onto all fours, take your time. Whenever you get there, hands underneath the shoulders. We bring the knees under the hips. Let's rock those hips side to side. So again, a continuous movement. We're just noticing how this feels through the hips, through the lower back. And maybe we can start to make this circle a little bigger. Maybe we can go up and over through the center. So similar to a cat and cow, I'm inviting you though to go sideways. So I'm going up with the spine and then dropping the belly down to the floor, bending through my elbows as I come through the middle. And then I go the other way, up and over through center, dipping the belly down, curving through the spine. Maybe we could start to go forward and back now. So we're going into the wrists as well, taking the hips back, coming through. So we're getting a stretch through the forearms, through the wrists, into the hips. Notice how that feels. Maybe take it the other way. And again, it's all about that movement. It's all about acknowledging, exploring the body and noticing how that feels for you. From here, we are going to lift the hands up. Let's step the right foot forwards now. We're coming into our low lunge series. So hands on the hips for now. We're going to bend into the right leg, and then we're going to extend back hamstring. So I'm bending into the right leg and then extending back. Don't go too far yet. We are just having a play here before we go even deeper. So I want you to think about pressing this left hip flexor forwards as you lunge and pulling the right hip back as you extend, okay? This might be enough for you. You might not fully be able to straighten the leg, and that's okay. If you can go a little deeper, we bring the hands down towards the floor, and as we come back, we straighten that leg. So this would be our next progression. Hands on the ground, working on lengthening the back of that leg, bending forwards, bringing that left hip flexor through. If you still feel maybe you could go a little bit further with your progression, maybe you could lift the left knee off the floor with the left toes tucked under, come into a high lunge, and then as you straighten back, you come into a pyramid variation, but the left heel won't come down to the ground. So I'm bending forwards into a high lunge, and then extending back into a variation of a pyramid. The left leg stays straight the whole time. The only one bending and extending is the right leg. So 3 different progressions there, whatever feels right for you, getting into that hamstring, into the hip flexors. Don't force it, allow the body to go where it wants to go. And it's all about continuing to be active. So we're not holding these postures for a period of time today. Let's bend back into that right leg. Pop the left knee down, uncurl the left toes. Both hands come on the inside of the right foot. Now your left arm is going to open up towards the ceiling as you inhale, right arm's on the inside of the right leg. Exhale as you bring that arm down. Maybe a little wobbly here, see how it goes. Inhale as you open. So really working on opening through that chest, twisting through that torso, and keep pressing the left hip flexor forwards. One more here, last one. Now this time we're going to walk our right foot a little further away from the right hand into a lizard variation. The right toes turn out to the side. Now this time the right arm's going to do the moving and it's going to open to a cactus. So we're going to bend the elbow, pull the right arm all the way back and then reset, bring it back down to the floor. So I'm going to sweep up, but I'm going to bend the right elbow, pull it back. So normally we work on straight lines and things, okay? Not today. I want you to focus on pulling the right arm up, bending the arm, and pull the chest back. Take your eye line up to the ceiling. So you're trying to open the shoulders, open the chest a little bit further. Kiss those shoulder blades together. Take your eye line back as well so you get that full rotation. And we're still pressing the right knee out to the side, yes? Still pressing that right knee out to get into the hips and the glutes around the lower back. Last one here. Pull it all the way back as far as you can. And then reset it all the way back down to the floor. Let's bring that right leg back when you're ready. Give everything a little wiggle. Lift the hands up. We repeat that sequence on the left hand side, okay? So when you're ready, let's step the left foot forwards, hands on the hips. Start to take a fluid flow, bending into the left leg and extending back. So sussing out, we all have one hamstring that's tighter than the other, don't we? So sussing out how this is going to feel on this side and naturally allowing the body to go where it wants to go before we force it down even further, okay? So we don't want to go straight in the deep end. We want to start shallow and build our way up. And maybe today, shallow end is safe and that's where we're going to stay. So you could stay here, or we can go for the next progression where the hands frame the foot, one either side, and we're possibly going a little deeper into each of these stretches here. So possibly bending, pressing that right hip forwards, and then extending as you pull the left hip back. Notice how that is feeling for your body, what experiences are occurring here. If it's through the hips, the back, the hamstrings, explore it, notice. Maybe today we're going to tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee off the floor and start to come into a pyramid variation. So the legs are a little too wide here to allow that right heel to go down because we are transitioning into the high lunge. So remember that as we're going forward and back, pulling that left hip back as you extend the left leg. Maybe allowing the body to fall forwards as well, nose to knee pose. Maybe that's okay for you, that's accessible for you. And it's that continuous movement. So maybe usually if you're not a fan of holding pyramid for a long time, maybe this dynamic series suits you a little better. Let's come down into that low lunge. So bending into the left knee, the right knee goes down, the right toes unravel. Both hands come on the inside of the left leg and we're going to lift up. So the right arm is going to lift up to the ceiling and then the right arm is going to come down. So we're bending into the left knee. Left knee is over left ankle. Right hip is pressing forwards, but the knee is a little further back than underneath the hip. And we're reaching that right arm as far up as we can. Opening out through both hips, using the breath. And now bring the right hand down. Walk the left foot a little further away. Toes turn out. The knee tracks in line with the toes, lizard. We inhale, lift the left arm up, cactus pull. So you're going to pull the elbow even further back and then reset, bring it down. So maybe you usually can come to about here with the straight arm, but possibly bending, cactusing, you can go even further. Gorgeous stretch for the upper body. I really enjoy that one for the chest, for the posture. Use that right hand to press yourself round a little bit further as well, so you get into that twisting sensation. Cactus, pull the elbow right back. Eye line goes up. We'll do one more here, last one. Big pull, big opener. And then reset, bring that arm down. Make your way back, bring the left knee back. Have a little wriggle here, a little twist through those hips. And then make your way, so you're going to come onto your bottom when you're ready to join me. We're going to make our way down onto our backs whenever you're ready. So take your time coming onto your backs, hugging both knees in towards the chest. And we rock the lower back side to side. So we're massaging out the lower back on the ground. Start to take a circular motion, hugging the knees towards the chest. And they go away ever so slightly. So massaging through the tummy. Now holding each knee individually, opening the knees out and then bringing the knees back together. So we're opening the knees wide and then bringing them back together in the center to meet. This is a great way to release any tension through the hip joints and to stretch out through those inner thighs, stretching for the lower back, and also to help release tightness through the glutes and the hips. So a lovely one here. And now we'll come to a single knee pull, so knee to the chest. Extend your other leg away. So one knee's being pulled in, one leg is lengthening away. And we alternate because we're dynamic stretching today. So we exchange changing legs, one knee in, one leg away, and then we do the same again. So it doesn't have to be super fast moving, that's not what I'm saying, but it has to be continuous, fluid. So easing one leg in and then lengthening the other leg away. Getting a stretch through the hip flexors here and also into the lower back. So easing that leg in as you extend the other leg away. Maybe we could develop this into a hamstring stretch as well. So in now both legs would stay straight. My head and shoulders are staying on the floor. I'm easing one straight leg in towards me as the other leg lowers down. So it doesn't have to be a really deep hamstring stretch because you're not there for very long. It's a natural progression of seeing where the body will go to without forcing the range of movement. Okay, let's go for last two here. Last two. Not acknowledging that through the hamstrings and then hugging both knees in towards the chest. We're going to start to massage out the spine so we roll like a ball. Really important you keep the chin to the chest so the back is curved, and we start to massage the spine on the floor. So keeping the chin towards my chest, keeping the back curved. Great way to release any tension through the lower back. Get some mobility there. Make sure you're not thudding onto the ground. It's very important to keep the spine curved. Last one here. Bring yourself all the way up to seated. Lengthening those legs when you're ready. Inhale as you sweep up, extend the spine. Exhale, hamstring stretch. We don't stay here. We ripple all the way back up and then do it again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding over and rippling up. So inhale as you create space. Exhale, breathing out as you fold. We'll do this one last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold over. Bring yourself all the way up. Open those legs wide to a straddle. So I've got my hands behind me. Opening the legs as wide as feels comfortable. Take a little press behind you. See if you can hinge your body weight forward so you're off the fleshy part of the bottom. Reach the arms out wide to shoulder height. We take a saw twist. One arm to opposite leg. Come through center. Other arm to opposite leg. So the arm behind me is gently resting on the ground. And I'm not forcing it, I'm only going to where my back will allow here, where the inner thighs will allow. Inhaling as you come through, exhaling as you fold over. So it's really important to find that balance between not going too fast, but not holding for too long. So somewhere in the middle. So it's quite tricky to find. You want to get the results, the benefit of holding the stretch, but we don't want to come to a point of making it static. Okay, so there is a static stretching video as part of the summer stretching series. So maybe try that one too and see how that feels for you. Let's make this next one our last one here. And then bringing both hands in front of you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, lengthen the spine, straighten the arms. Exhale, folding over. So a similar flow that we did in the hamstring stretch. We undulate with our breath. So we inhale as we extend and exhale as we fold over. We'll do two more here. Last two. Great for the inner thighs, for the hips. Last one here. Also beautiful on the lower back. And then we'll peel ourselves all the way up. Bring the hands in. Let's bend those knees. Bring those legs into a cross-legged seated position, somewhere that feels great for you. Hands rest onto the knees. Take some shoulder rolls here. Inhale as you bring the shoulders up. Exhale as you slide them down the back. So you can see that today's class is more kind of mobility, fluid flow. So really important just to keep that body moving and supple. And you might find that actually that felt better for you rather than holding some really deep postures. If you're feeling a little tight, this might have been a lovely one to simply get you moving. Let the shoulders drop. Finish off with the neck, ear to the shoulder. Roll the head across the chest. Take the ear to the other side. So we do a big semicircle here, allowing the head to fall heavy. Enjoying that self-massage through the neck. Making sure we release any tension. So we've tried to work on hips, hamstrings, inner thighs, shoulders, chest, lower back. A little bit of everything there today, whilst also allowing your body to keep supple, to keep moving, and to keep mobile. Hold in center. I really hope you enjoyed that dynamic stretching series there today, something different. So like I say, dynamic stretches are active movements where we take your muscles and joints through their full range of motion. Try the other stretching series as well. We've got static, we've got P&F, we're using a band, a block, a pillow, all sorts. So have a little look and see what one takes your fancy. Have a fabulous day.